starts to feel like the abuse is a form of love, because that if you're not arguing with a person or you're not hitting them, they think you don't care enough. They look at that as passion, right? So when we you know, we watch these podcasts, and people watch these podcasts a lot of times, not because it's helping them heal, because they bonding through the trauma, right? We got two ways we can look at life. We can look at 50% of marriages succeed or 50% of marriages fail, right? Normally, we talk about only one end of statistic. We always look at the negative, right? Now, somebody who is looking to succeed is going to look at, okay, what does the 50% that succeed do in order to work out, right? That's the spectrum of life that they on. They always looking for the positive. They looking for the forward moving, right? But then some people are looking to validate, right, their survival, to validate their trauma, to validate their stress. And what we don't realize as well is that some people, you may, let's say you're constantly finding yourself in the same type of relationship. And what happens is that, and this is a very interesting fact. So, you know, sometimes we don't want to be in boring relationships, right? But the reality of what you consider to be boring, right, is really peace, right? And because you're so used to being in constant state of trauma, right, you misconstrue boring for peace. I mean, you misconstrue peaceful for boring. So now you need somebody that give you these butterflies when you meet them and excite you, because what they're doing is they're giving you the same feeling of that last person that just hurt you gave you, right? But then when you meet somebody new and they're safe and they're peaceful, right, you may not get that same feeling because this is new to you. You've never had this before. So your body doesn't even know what this is, right? You're meeting somebody that's goddamn speaking to you correctly, and they're not gaslighting you, and they're not manipulating you. Your body not getting the same butterflies, right? Because your body is used to someone similar to what you had at first. So now you're like, oh, well, we had this before. This is gonna be like this. I get this. No, but when you heal, you realize that that same shit, those same people that used to excite you don't excite you no more. And now you need something that is in alignment with your healing, right? But when you come in an environment and you see your mother cursing out your father and things of that nature, right? You don't know what true peace is like. So you looking for environments to stimulate you, because our trauma can be stimulating. We can become addicted to it, right? So now we need these environments that constantly put us in this state, right, of heightened sense, because this is what our bodies know. This is what we're used to, and it usually goes back to childhood. Think about your parents' relationship and their dynamic. So we don't know, and this is why a lot of women be talking about this man is boring. No, it's probably just peaceful, right? You know, you like, look at the standard that they pushes you to go towards. Society pushes a lot of women to go for the trauma when she know that that's not right. But when it comes to somebody that's peaceful, you call them boring. It's not boring. It's a peaceful brother, right? That's a healing relationship. That's a good one. But they always say nice guys finish last, because you're not the one inducing her trauma. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that society is so far away from being healed, right? And think about how we are as a culture, right? If we're not, I think J. Cole said it, he said all the people that's benefiting are racial stress, right? Like we'll go to somebody's page, or we'll constantly be tapped in with somebody, because they keep revalidating our sense of trauma. They keep stimulating us with this thing that we think we need, because our body is used to it. So your body wants to go back into that state that you're used to, whether it's good or bad. So this is why a lot of people can sit down through what they call boring information, right? But when you know how to transmute the idea of boring and put something else, no, this is useful. This is a resource. This is money. So now you're changing the translation of what it means in your mind, but then somebody be like, no, I ain't trying to send somebody kick no knowledge. Where you even get that from? That don't come from you. You got to think about all the buzzwords that fly in your head that get triggered when it's time for you to learn, when it's time for you to be peaceful, when it's time for you to upgrade, when it's time for you to so-called change. All of these things in survival mode, it says keep the same don't change shit. So now anything that allows you to break out of who you are because you carefully crafted this person and you're used to maintaining this person, you feel that's a sense of danger. So a person can try to teach you, and just because they're giving you new information, you go fight them. No, you're trying to change me, right? Not you're trying to upgrade me. You're trying to add value to me. You're trying to involve me, right? You feel like same thing with people in religion, especially when people don't know their actual religious texts. When you challenge their faith and their belief, they feel attacked because they can't defend it. And this thing that they built up may have stopped them from smoking crack, may have got them from being addicted to sex, may have got them from doing whatever. And they're like, I can't give up this faith, even if I don't understand it. I just know that something has happened within this system that allowed me to be who I am. And the fact that you're challenging it, I wouldn't know what to do if it broke. I wouldn't know what to do without it. So they say, I don't want the truth. They want their truth, right? They want this thing that they're comfortable with. And anything outside of that that challenges their comfort system, it's a threat. So it don't matter if it's good, you are threatening. Now you're posing a threat to my survival. So once you can get people out of survival, they stop thinking immediate. They stop thinking in threats. They start thinking in opportunities, right? And then opportunities, you see growth. And opportunities, you say, okay, I need to learn as much as I can. You're in a much calmer state. You're in a receiving state. Like, yeah, like teach me. I'm ready to sit here and listen. I'll bow at the feet of the master to learn something, right? So this healing opportunity that we have in a culture, and this is the thing that we need to go through, period. I don't care who you are, where you're from, why you think you are, what place you in. We don't even want to spend money on things that are good for us because we are stuck in survival mode, right? Like, it's getting so bad. Think about this 1 second. Like, when we go to the club, we go do liquor, sex, whatever, a lot of different things that we do, right? If you work in a job, a 9 to 5, and because you're not really doing something that's connected, that's purposeful, you need to distract yourself when you get home alone because you don't want to spend time with those thoughts that's going to tell you that exact thing. Right? So you need to constantly be in social environments that wrap your mind up with noise so you don't hear yourself, right? And so you need to go from the job to the club. But when you have an actual goal, right, you're not trying to distract yourself. You're trying to get focused. So most of our activities is based on our unhealed self. Most of our activities is based on survival. People are going to hit you all the time. What do you do for fun, Trap? Because they have a need to escape their life. But when you don't have a need to escape your life, then you're not always looking to plan an escape, which is what a vacation is for a lot of people, right? It's a plan of escape. A club is, I don't want to have to listen to myself. I'm in a club. I need to be constantly stimulated, right? And that becomes a danger, is this addiction to stimulation rather than peace and calmness. It's okay to sit at home. That's called peace. It's okay to not need to turn something on. It's okay not to talk to somebody. It's okay not to be in an environment. It's called peace. But when you're not used to peace, you need to be stimulated through trauma.